Joe Bodybags Pyfer versus Kelvin Gastelum. This is the UFC feeding Gastelum to Pyfer. I honestly feel like we might see Gastelum get finished in devastating fashion just because Pyfer came back after that Hermanson fall short of. That's not even really a terminology in MMA, but he fell short against Jack Hermanson. And then that last fight he came back with a vengeance. And I think he just had a look in the mirror and he's ready for another go. And unless he slips on a banana pill or Gastelum shocks us all, I think we see Joe Pyfer winning this because I love Kelvin Gastelum, man. I've even met him in person. He's a really cool guy. I asked him how he felt being the guy to finish Michael Bisping's career, if he felt remorse about that. And his answer was interesting, and I could be paraphrasing because that was years ago. But it was yeah, but it's the game we play, man. This is the sport. And I'm good point. A lot of people don't understand that. And I was you guys take a big risk stepping in there, and we thank y'all for that. That's why, honestly, a lot of people, love to trash on these MMA fighters. But I'm going to put that as a side note. That's why I'm so respectful towards these guys, and I kind of glaze. This is the Krispy Kreme of MMA channels. I'm going to be real, because I just glaze everybody. Just because I have competed in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I know how hard that could be, So when I see people do this, you understand it, and you can't say anything bad about what they're doing as fighters. It's just nuts, A lot of people love to just dunk all over these fighters, and, back, I'm going to glaze Kelvin Gastelum. Even though he's not dialed in anymore, he was the guy to put Israel Adesanya on skates, okay? He was that dude that put Adesanya and made him look human before Adesanya captured the title. That was a war. And after that, it just faded. Those years flew by in the sport. Now we're in the 300s era, and it's just amazing how time flies. I know that the UFC probably just wants to get rid of Kelvin Gastelum. And honestly, I'm going to be real with Kelvin. Kelvin, if you're watching this, I have all due respect for you. But if your heart is not in this game, and you want to do food reviews, go do that. You've more than built a platform, more than built a name for yourself, and you want to know something? We love you anyway for it. That's it, And there's nothing wrong with that. There really is nothing wrong with that. I think that he's done a lot, and Joe Pyfer is going to be that next big prospect. He might even overtake Bo Nickel. A lot of people, I remember when Joe Pyfer first burst on the scene, I was like, dude, Pyfer versus Nickel would be an amazing fight to happen. And they went on different trajectories. Nickel, had that fight against Paul Craig and then really fell short against Renier de Ridder. So now a lot of people are loving to dog on Bo Nickel. And Bo Nickel's just doubling down. So he's in a little bit of a mess, and he's becoming a rage baiter online now. Whereas Joe Pyfer might be the hero that, the Bo Nickel haters needed. And, Joe Pyfer is a tough dude. He really was the guy that was putting in a lot of crazy performances that were better than Bo Nickel's because the guys that he was fighting were a little bit more established. Not the top dudes, but the guys out at middleweight you go against non-ranked to test if you're ready, and he was just putting them away like they were nothing. I just want to see that fight now. And maybe Bo Nickel might take another can, but I think that eventually, within one or two fights of their career, Pyfer versus Bo Nickel is going to be the one to make. And the winner stays, loser goes, Because, if Pyfer beats Bo Nickel and then moves on to someone like Renier de Ridder, that is a questionable one because Renier is becoming a force at middleweight. But, I'm moving way too far in the future. But what do I think? I think Pyfer is going to win just because Kelvin Gastelum he's not in it anymore. He's made his mark. He's made his part on the UFC. That's okay, But Pyfer's hungry, and I think he's going to want Nickel next. So we'll see. And you know what? I'll see this fight tonight, and I'm looking forward to talking about it later. But peace out, and happy fight night.